this particular trip we are going to discuss happened in a coincidence without
Planning.
totally random decision. But previously we have planned it several times.
We always wanted to go to this place, but
Yeah.
it it takes time.
So there is this tea shop nearby Sanchi Stupa, and it's near to
And
that.
it's not in this year or last year. It's like, I
It
think,
was pre-COVID times, right?
yeah, pre-COVID times. I
Pre-COVID
think
times.
couple of years ago.
We were traveling several places like Madhya Pradesh.
We
You know.
actually spent quite a long time. I mean, about a month.
Yeah. It
In-
was not planned for the Sanchi, but it
Yeah.
happened on the way.
It happened on the way.
It was somewhat like nearby that, and so we got a train and reached Sanchi, right?
Yes.
And Vishnu was there.
3 of us
Yeah.
went.
So it's very clear that I had that camera bag with me, which
Yeah.
still I am using.
Yes. Yeah, we bought it when we.
So-
But at that time we had Sony.
The trees and the and the botanical presence of Sanji is what interests.
Oh my God! It's
The importance given to the big trees, and all the surrounding parts we cannot see a single tree, but
Yeah.
the Sanji Stupa and its neighborhood.
and it's in a mountain, and that place is incredible. I can't say. I don't have any words to say this.
And they are keen to plant new saplings, and you can see that the
Yeah.
new ones are coming up.
Well maintained. Well maintained.
This photo I took to show that the new saplings coming up,
Yeah.
and there we can see on the way to Sanchi. So that view is
So
like
that- yeah,
very
from-
soothing.
Yeah, like we are entering the main sport.
gate.
Yeah. So before that, we took this photograph.
I had this feeling that so many generations of scholars might have came there, and that view is like very soothing for us.
Soothing. Yeah, we can find some remainings of stupas here and there, all around the place.
The ruins, remnants
Yeah,
of several.
parts of elements of stupa.
Thank God nobody has attacked this, or
Yeah,
they are reconstructing something which already existed. Like I think these are newly built or reconstructed.
really.
This particular one, I think some restoration has
Some
happened.
restoration
This
has
looks like new stone.
Yeah,
This is like beautiful.
beautiful.
These are old stones.
These are all stones, and
Yeah.
this was part of that.
We are now near the gate.
Yes,
Actually, that was a galaxy of imagery.
each part of the gate. I mean, the pillar, the upper part of it. All the spaces are filled with imageries, narratives.
We can
It's all
we can see the same kind of beading was in India in the ancient days. Actually,
this is we call railings.
Railings.
Yeah, so the railing, that design they have carved on the pillars of the gateways. Here
even
we
in
can see.
Sanji itself it exists. Like the railings exist around the stupa, right?
Yeah, in stupas.
And in different other Buddhist location also, I have seen this particular kind of railings.
Yes. Actually, I think around stupa, always you can see these railings.
And these devotees are looking like someone is on to pilgrimage to Shabarimala. Look at their head. It's a Irumudikatak. People are arrived at this gate with the offering to maybe the monks. or
Yeah.
like,
What is actually? Is it coconut only? What is in their head?
I think these are things for the monastery to
So, like,
function.
why?
There could be little bit food, oil, because they are always studying. So it could be things for the students, like the oil or
But
ghee.
the time you compare it with Irumudikattu, it's like, the coconut and that,
Something round is there, like a round container is there,
yeah, round
and
container
they are
is there.
carrying it
And
in
they
hand.
are also carrying some cloth bag, maybe.
The interesting, culture about the, traveling kind of culture,
Yes.
tripster, like, in nomadic culture,
Yeah.
or maybe, touring
It,
culture.
it is very clear that it is a trade religion, right? Like
Yeah.
we can find so many references of travelers
It's touring
because
touring
it's a
culture,
touring
touring
culture,
culture
yeah.
actually. So what I
We
found
are also
interesting
tourists
about,
here.
actually, one look into any, person traveling in India, you can easily identify that they are not carrying anything in their hand. Their hands are free. Even everywhere in India, the depictions are like, they are ready to do anything with their hand,
Their hands are
and their
free, but
bags
they are
or carrying stuff
carrying stuff on their
in a
head.
balance, sometime
Yeah.
in a shoulder,
Yeah, yeah.
on a on a twig, or like,
Yes.
dundee, whatever.
Yeah,
Dandapanis, for
yeah,
example,
true.
Dandapanis need that.
Yes.
Eh?
They have a stick, and
Yeah.
on that stick, they'll be
I think
carrying
this thing
their
comes from
cloth bag or
this
whatever
traveling,
they needed
because
for a
this
travel.
one of the earliest mentioning about traveling.
And they are minimalist.
Yeah, one of the earliest mentioning about this traveling culture is from Dandapani cult. I think the Dandapani Brahmins are known to be, in the Vedic time onward, they are, long distance
Long distance
travelers,
travelers, yeah.
and their danda means that, you have a kind of free hand. Hmm? You can put your stuff, tie it into a, rod,
That road,
a wooden rod,
yeah.
and it's also helpful to, in to self defense, as a mode of self defense, if some animals comes, or like,
Yes.
these people are traveling through the forest and all.
Yes, so they definitely need some kind of
Yeah, protection.
self protection.
So they all of them are having free hand, and they are at the gate.
But here they are actually addressing Buddha. So,
I felt like, after long distance journey,
yeah.
they are saying, thank God we have reached here.
But there is Buddha. You can't deny that.
But even before, seeing Buddha at the gate, they are saying
They are
that,
like
thank you Buddha,
released.
thank you Lord,
Yeah.
for
we
making our
reached.
journey.
Yeah. We reached.
Because that is shown in their head.
We reached our destination.
So they are
thank
going
God.
to remove this
Yeah.
from their head. So before that, they are offering the prayer. I think this was the feeling. I wanted to tell this, but at that moment, I was thinking about the
But
thing.
the moment you told me about people going to Shabarimala, I remember my trip to Shabarimala when I was kid. So this moment is there actually. Like when you reach there, the moment you will reach Pamba, you have this feeling of, oh my God, we reached somehow.
Yeah, that is there. Another reason,
And
I felt this is like, the similar to Shabarimala, is that, there is a Guruswami, and all the, younger ones are praying to him. He is also getting some kind of, reverence.
yeah,
And some of them are addressing that. Some of them, this is facing Stupa actually.
yeah,
Though this is on the opposite direction,
Yeah.
they wanted to say that this is the reflection of the travelers.
travelers.
So basically, some prayer is for the fat one, elder one. He might be the kind of,
The
torch
elder.
bearer,
The
elder, Gurusami.
Yeah,
So interestingly,
Interesting.
combining all these two things, I have this feeling that, Hinduism contains already things which is discussed in Buddhism. Hinduism is the root of everything actually. So, if we properly study Shabarimala thing, or the traditions in Sabarimala, we might understand that it already existed. So maybe some
It
people,
is a culture, yeah.
it's a culture actually. Maybe you can chronologically say that this came first,
Of course, of course.
but there are my kind of counter arguments that Kerala had Buddhism,
Yeah, obviously
you
they
know
had.
and the Buddhist places and the rituals, like the idea of pilgrimage, might be absorbed into Buddhism from the southern practices. Because what you are not seeing in North India is the Irumudikettu, because they didn't felt that they should carry on that tradition after the Buddhism, but in Kerala it retained like that.
What if, in Kerala there was
Because of
chance, there was, they didn't had to go through so many external invasion.
Exactly.
So in North India, what happened? It
Invasions,
actually it lost.
invasions
They-
cleared a lot of
yeah,
pilgrimage.
lots of, like
Either it is preserved in Kerala or it is kind of spreading from the southern to northern.
So I would like to say that it preserved in Kerala, because I really think if it is there in Sanchi, then this culture was there everywhere in India. But I want to say it got preserved in Kerala.
Another visual is like a kind of another narrative about travel, modes of travel. This is like a depiction of different modes of procession or journeys. So because this in this visual you are showing that how devotees of Sanchi are coming, and in this visual how the elites are traveling.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. These people are barefooted and struggling, and these people are in a luxury status. So two type of travel is there.
But
And
those
the-
are pilgrimage.
And the elevated travel on the higher plane is the pilgrimage of the sadhus.
Yeah.
And on the lower plane,
This is maybe a procession.
I don't know whether this is the real story, but I felt like
Yeah, that's
it could be.
interesting. And it's like, it's part of their palace. So the ladies are looking from that, palace. And there is something happening. The procession is happening. Some kind of ritual or some kind of function is happening.
Yeah.
So these old ladies are looking from their house.
And these shows the social structure and everything, like how we
Yeah.
live. This is the time and how we live. This is like a hard disk, piece of a hard disk or something.
Yes.
Kind of an archive or Wikipedia of their times.
Yes.
Right. So there is
Oh,
this
there is this
highest plane where you will see a empty
Chaitya Graha.
empty chaitya.
Oh, where is the stupa?
It's clear that it's showing the divine Buddha,
Yeah.
Buddhahood, and there is some mythical creatures like representing the presence of the holiness. So let's move
Yeah,
on to
actually, in front of Chaitya Graha, I think the depiction is like, all the sadhus are there and all the animals are there. So here some kind of, in the premises of palace, there is some kind of procession and things like that.
a
Other
musical
rituals.
procession.
Yeah.
Notably, the musicians are there.
Yes, exactly.
Flutists, drummers,
Yeah.
and all the kind of two flutists.
And
I can see
elephant.
two flutists.
Yes, and symbol.
What a beautiful music it will be. Like you cannot listen.
And you can see the chatra, the umbrella.
It's a little bit offset actually, but they have, and the wheel is very typical to Indian wheel. And another figure.
Maybe a yaksha.
Yeah,
This seems like an yaksha.
or a gentleman. Or a gentleman of their age. these are some interesting, codings of the architects who were working. I felt like, these are the insignia of the school
Yeah.
of craft.
Yeah, it's actually developed from the Triratna concept, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, and Shalabhanjigas are
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Yakshas are there. It's like, this is totally design
Design coding,
codings.
actually. Which schools of, craftsmen has worked on this?
Yeah.
So they are trying to embed certain notions. And then we are in front of that Buddha,
But unfortunately,
thinking that this is the main deity idol. Some foolish invader might have, attacked that.
yeah, we
I
lost.
never felt like Buddha as an idol. Buddha is just reflection of the viewer, actually.
We don't need a Vigraha
So,
for Buddha.
if you go in front of a
To-
Buddha and destroy that Buddha, then that is their reflection.
Their reflection, yeah.
So sadly, we got this destroyed thing. And that difficult situation is that we have to see their face when we go there.
Yeah.
That violence we have to, because that is picturized into a, into an encoding.
This will reflect in that place, yeah.
We have a lot of things going on in this pillar. A lot of things, lot of stories. So many devotees, so many
And
lines of
in
devotees.
Jataka stories and in the Buddhist pilgrimage places, you can see lots of devotees. They will carve a lot of devotees.
Maybe they are seeing what they are experiencing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, most probably.
for just like Sabarimala or Palani or Tirupati.
Yeah,
All
this,
these places are full of people, right?
yes. Maybe this the same with these places.
Yeah.
It was the same with these
Yeah.
places.
So there is the same kind of narrative going on. Some people are watching.
And this is very interesting that all these multiple storied buildings
Were there. Wooden,
and
mostly
yeah,
wooden.
mostly wooden, and the chaitya design will be there even in the domestic buildings.
I'm wondering what happened to those buildings.
Exactly.
Who burned it all? Like what
And
happened?
in reality it got preserved in Kerala only.
Kerala and Kashmir.
Yeah,
And
Himalayas.
sometime in Middle East. Sometime in Malayo-Polynesia.
Oh, interesting, no? Here,
It
different
looks like a river scene.
river scene and different trees are depicted. Each tree has identity. Identify which tree is this.
Yeah.
But I don't know because,
Characters of the trees are there.
yeah, characters of the characteristic features has given to the trees. So maybe it has Ashoka tree, it has some other tree. I don't know which trees are the. And definitely Buddha is depicted as a tree.
Yeah.
This is a symbolic
Early
representation.
symbolic
Yeah.
representation of Buddha. When did they made that sitting Buddha idol then? Maybe actually it was,
Yeah, actually.
it could be in another way, like, they use the symbol and they use the image. The
Maybe it's parallel.
parallel, yeah.
But and two culture. Now
Because
we
I
can
think
see.
I think the colonialism is trying to say that earlier it was like
Earlier it was Hinayana, then it got
Yeah,
in Mahayana period.
because they wanted to say that in Hinduism also there was a stage when
Yeah.
idols were seen,
Not
not
seen,
allowed.
not worshipped, and not.
There is a
allowed.
politics behind
This is-
that, because we always had symbology and imagery at the same time.
I think, let's say,
Sectarian things
Yeah,
are there in everywhere, in Islam,
yes.
in Christianity,
Yes.
everywhere.
So-
Earlier, I think in when the historiography, kind of, if you see it in the perspective of historiography, we can say that earlier, while writing histories, they might have some interest supporting
Yeah,
that kind of people.
that kind of people. Maybe. I mean, we have to, think in a much diplomatic way, I think,
So,
without sectarian.
This is the
thought.
grandeur of that gate, main gate.
Hey, I'm there.
So, some hippie girl is there. I think this is not the main gate, the side gate, I think. Yeah, it's a side gate.
Side
so we
gate,
did a
yeah.
circle and we are coming through there. All this kind of, excess of imagery is there. All the mythic characters and everything. And the elephant,
See that sphinx like
sphinx,
and elephant. I love
Peacocks.
elephant depictions in Buddhist places.
Sarvantigas, peacocks.
Yeah, Shalpanjigas,
So even
Jataka
even
stories.
from that time onwards, the Mallu, supporting Mallu thing is there.
Yes,
This is definitely a supporting figure.
yeah, and it's coming from wooden
Wooden
constructions,
yeah.
most probably, because otherwise it's not needed. So
So true.
on wood it is compulsory, necessary.
Then we were walking in the campus and find the ruins of the, Chaityas. Viharas.
Stupas and
Stupas.
viharas.
Chaitya is in stone, right? Stone,
Chai-
cave.
That is in caves.
Cave, yeah. Viharas.
Yeah, vihara. No, we are seeing
Ruins
of
of vihara.
stupas.
Stupas.
And here, yeah, viharas.
Yeah, some of that is like the students'
Yeah,
enclosures, I think.
yes. This is railings we have
Railings,
seen.
yeah. This is what we are seeing everywhere.
This is
The railing has
typical
been,
wooden construction.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they made it in stone.
They made it in stone, but the design is
going
coming
through-
from wood.
It's going inside and interlocking.
Yeah.
Particular
And
image-
always they will, depict not only humans, but all animals. All beings are there to get blessings from Buddha.
This looks like a sky travel or a boat travel.
Yeah.
So you can see in the back end there is this.
A fish.
There is this is a boat looking like a fish.
Yes.
And on the back end you can see a garland of flower.
Yes.
And this tradition is still there in Kerala.
Yeah.
During the boat festivals, you will keep the garland of
Garland
flower.
flower.
And the Ananda is there. Hooded Ananda is protecting this gentleman, nobleman, Arya. Or is it Buddha?
That is not Buddha.
Dwarf
Dwarf figures, bhutas, we
Buddhas.
can say.
Buddhas are looking like a, facing all the directions.
Yeah.
Then some more narrative, intense narratives. Lot of
Wow,
story going on
amazing.
here.
Amazing, no?
Yeah, I framed this image with the train, the entire train in the frame. So this is the, this portion over here is the
Yeah.
engine, and the entire train is.
This looks beautiful, marvelous. From this isolated mountain, you
Yeah,
can
you can
actually have a view to this rail.
It's a beautiful location, anyway.
Beautiful.
Oh, speaking of beauty, then we went to that side where you can see this endless landscape.
Endless landscapes. Actually, there are down portion. You have
Yeah. Agricultural land.
agricultural land is
Yeah.
there.
Most probably those lands were given to the monastery for their,
Day to day.
just like in Kerala's
Yeah.
temple system. When the tourists had started coming by the time we came first. We were in train, early train.
Mm-hmm.
So some other gate with lot of intrinsically carved things. Everyone comes to see the monastery. Everyone is related with the monastery.
Yeah, that monastic order.
And you can see the yogis also.
Hmm.
We can identify a lot of people over here.
Yes.
Especially in this area, we can identify people coming from different parts of India.
Exactly.
Eh? Some sort of anthropological connotations,
With the identities.
identity, different type of people.
Dressing.
Because this was in my mind that these Toranas are containing narratives about people coming to Sanchi, depicting, see, different type of people coming to Sanchi. Even some have reached from Rajasthan region.
Yeah, mostly.
Yeah, this is a snippet of Indian, different Indian, and Afghanistan or like whatever
The larger plane.
larger India.
Yeah.
Even people from the mountains is depicted, like riding big goats, mountain goats, like rams, people riding the
Rams.
rams, people riding the camels, people riding kind of a dragon, like vyala,
Vyala.
eh, winged
Yeah.
mythical creature. So these are all their geographical knowledge about different places, and they were communicating with places abroad.
Oh, everywhere. Why this Buddha's head is destroyed?
Because he was marked as God, and God should not have face. Funny reason.
No, maybe they are thinking like, oh, Hinayana
And
worshippers. We
I
are
think
Hinayana worshippers, and we don't need.
so. The landscape over there is beautiful. Then Vishnu is tired. We all were tired.
We were tired.
We are all were tired.
Hey.
This is even another Yakshi with Naga hood. See how much perverts were they. They totally destroyed the Actually, there was some religious idea about the morality coming up.
What people are doing with the sculpture?
They maybe this is possible either in colonial period or earlier. They were afraid of that snake woman.
Yeah.
So they might be comparing with something related to snake woman they were afraid of.
Maybe.
So that they attacked it. For example, in Babylonian culture, there are some magical goddesses which were enemy for a lot of the other religion.
Yes.
Without understanding what is this,
people
they
are
came
in fear
and
of them.
they are afraid of.
Afraid of these kind of imageries as well.
So it could be either it could be morality or it could be some larger secret.
Yeah.
Which people are covering up. I don't think it is morality because there are several other nude figures.
Yes.
It is something related with and there are these cute little shrines everywhere. So that she is standing near one of that shrine.
So actually in Sanchi you can see different time periods, structures and sculptures and these all things. Like it's not only from the 3rd century BC.
Ruins everywhere.
Yeah.
Lot of things got destroyed. Beautiful seats to sit. And this sometime I felt like this looked like the continents and ocean. A globe.
A globe, yeah.
Everywhere destruction has happened terribly everywhere. And little shrines look like our temples, Hindu, Kerala Hindu temples.
Yeah, actually some Gupta
Man
period
sitting near the Buddha,
structures are
which
there.
partially destroyed.
And you becomes the shrine.
Probably not. So there is this ancient plant which is amazing.